G'day guys, welcome back to another episode here at Signature Auto Styling. My name is Lucas and today we've got a beautiful Mercedes-Benz C63S into the shop for some work. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to install one of our DIY PPF kits for the acrylic front piece on this panoramic roof. Over time, what you might find is that this piece does tend to crack or fade due to general wear and tear, and being plastic, it is what it is. So essentially we've designed a black PPF template to suit over the top, which is nice and easy to install, and we're going to take you through the step-by-step guide on how to do so. So once you've unboxed everything and once you've taken a look at this video, we can get started. Let's go. So included in your kit, you're going to receive one bottle of slip solution, one PPF squeegee. You're going to receive also a couple of tucking tools, a application squeegee, and a PPF specific knife, just in case. And along with your pre-cut template for the roof section itself. So here at Signature Auto Styling, we use a three-stage cleaning method. So stage number one is going to be your multi-purpose cleaner. Stage two is your wax and grease remover, and stage three is the isopropyl alcohol. This ensures a nice clean finish all the way through. So stage one, you're going to fill up with a bottle of cold water and then use 4 drops of the slip solution concentrate. That'll act as your multi-purpose and your slip solution. Stage two is your wax and grease remover, or Prep-Sol. You can find this at your local hardware store. And then stage three is just your isopropyl alcohol. We recommend that you use 70% plus to ensure an effective clean. So you're going to fill up 150 mils of isopropyl alcohol solution and then the rest with cold water. So this acts also as a final cleaner and your tack solution down the track. We'll explain that in a little bit. So once you've got everything ready to go, we can go ahead and get started. So a very important tip when preparing the surface is to make sure that we clean inside the actual rubber itself. So just inside here, you can grab your red tucking tool and wedge it in there with a microfiber, and also any dirt and debris that might be caught up in here and also towards the back section here. Another thing to be mindful of when working with PPF is you want to make sure that the roof is clean. You don't want any dust or debris traveling down this way when everything gets wet, and also the same with the windshield too. All right, so once everything is all clean with your stage 1, 2, and 3, we can go ahead and get started with the installation process. So as you can see here, this plastic is starting to sort of crack and haze. We have sanded it just lightly, just so we can get a smooth finish all the way through. All right, so now that you've unraveled the PPF piece, what you're going to notice is 2 notches. This will indicate the front section. You'll find a little cutout of your rubber trim there. This goes right on the corners there. So what you want to do is go ahead and set your slip solution bottle, which is also your number 1. Really want to get the surface nice and wet. Now we do recommend using 2 people to install this. Makes life a little bit easier, but if you are working on your own, I'll show you a couple of quick tricks that you can use. So peel it back about halfway. Really soak up the adhesive side of the surface. You can rest it on the car if you like, but just be careful that make sure the car is clean. You don't want any dirt or debris from the paintwork getting onto the back of the adhesive side. Once that's done, fold it in half like so. Just feed it across. And we want to quickly make sure that it's all laying down before we proceed to the next step. Just lay it down like so. So you should be able to move it on the surface. If it tacks quite quickly, what we do recommend is probably put one more drop of slip solution into your bottle of water and just spray it down. You want soapy suds, but you don't want too much soap. So once that's lined up there, we'll come around to this side. Now, what we're going to aim for, we're not going to overlap the back section, we're just going to butt it up right before the edge. So we'll need to shuffle it forward. A good indicator as well is it's right on the glass line. So if you follow that all the way through, you're pretty bang on the money. So once we've got the position, so essentially the notch at the front is going to meet with the cutout that you have there, and you've got it lined up to the glass line, which is perfect. And then just run your finger across the back. If it, let's say for example, if it picks up like this, then just shuffle it forward. All right, now what we want to do is spray the top side, like so. Grab your PPF squeegee, and then you want to dragging strokes. So we're going to lock in the back and work down. So we want light pressure for the first one and then come back with a heavy. Like that. And then what we're going to do, it requires a little bit of stretch just in case. As you can see, once it sits for a little while, it does like to tack. So just lift it up. So we're going to add a little bit of stretch this way, just so we can get it right to the edge here. And just keeping in mind that we're still all aligned nicely. Then we can just light pressure lock the top, like so. Across with firm pressure. So we're going to try go 50-50 overpass. So here, and then I'm going to go 50% across. Make sure all the moisture is removed. That's what happens when moisture is trapped. There you go, that's the hardest part done. Now, to secure this section down here, what we need to do is flush all this slip solution out. Otherwise, what's going to happen is it's not going to want to stick. It'll keep coming up. So you'll grab your number 3 that you've filled with 150 mils of isopropyl alcohol and the rest with water. And essentially what we're going to do is flush all of that out. And then we're going to use a rolling technique, just ever so gently. You'll come down to basically where the rubber is, because then we'll grab our tucking tool, lift the rubber, and then go for the rest of the way. So then on our final pass, what we're going to do is just wedge our red tucking tool underneath. Find that rubber piece. We're going to lift it out that way. And then we're going to come behind and tuck the film in. So preparation is key when installing this. It's all in the prep work. Alrighty, then we're just going to be clean. Now there's a couple of methods to getting all these edges down. So what we do recommend is essentially allowing this to dry, give it about 5 or 10 minutes to dry down, and then you can actually grab a tucking tool and press in there, and they should sit nicely. You can either wait 5-10 minutes or just leave it in the sun. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab a heat gun and then just heat this to seal all the edges. You want to seal the back edge here as well, as we can see. It's not right on the edge, but it's close enough. That gives it a nice mirror finish. Again, this one was quite damaged. There's a little bit of sort of spotting. Again, the PPF isn't overly forgiving. If you do have moisture spots that gather, just leave it in the sun. They will dissipate through the film over time. We have done a PPF black roof on this one a couple of weeks ago. So essentially that's a nice mirror finish there. So the reason why we choose PPF over vinyl wrap in this instance is, one, the ease of installation. It's a lot easier to use PPF as there is no antenna. And with the amount of glass that's on top of here, it's a nice pristine finish where you might find that vinyl tends to fade quicker, not last as long, and has like a brown sort of finish when it's next to black. So this way, one, it adds a longer life to the roof. It's scratch resistant, so again, self-healing properties like normal PPF would, and the shine on it is absolutely beautiful. All right guys, and that pretty much wraps up today's video. So I want to thank you very much for watching and purchasing our products. You can find them on our website, www.signatureauto.com.au. If you want to see more great content, we'd love to provide you with more great content. So feel free to subscribe, like, do whatever you need to do. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it on this screen, but feel free to go ahead and support us in everything we do, I guess. Who knows? So we'll see you on the next one. Thank you again. Take care.